It's Monday morning, September 8th, 2025. The city is waking up, the world is stretching its arms, and another week is about to begin. Maybe you're already thinking about your to-do list, or maybe you're just trying to shake off the last traces of sleep. You're probably sipping coffee, maybe scrolling through your phone, catching up on messages, emails, or the latest headlines. It's a familiar routine, a daily ritual that connects us all, no matter where we are. And I'll bet you've already seen something about sports. Maybe it's a highlight reel, a score update, or a friend's post about last night's game. Sports news finds its way into our feeds before we even realize it. Sports are everywhere, on our screens, in our conversations, even in the shirts we wear. They're stitched into our daily lives, woven into the fabric of our culture, whether we're die-hard fans or casual observers. We argue about rules we didn't invent and celebrate victories that don't change our lives, but we do it with passion. We cheer, we groan, we high-five strangers, and sometimes we even shed a tear for teams we've never met. Why do we care so much about games played by strangers? What is it about these contests that stirs something deep inside us, making us feel like we're part of something bigger? This obsession didn't start with cable TV or stadiums. It goes way back. Long before the first whistle blew or the first ticket was sold, people gathered to watch, to play, and to compete. To understand why we care, we have to go back, way back, before scoreboards and sneakers, to a time when games were about survival, skill, and community. The story of sports is the story of us, our need to compete, connect, and prove ourselves. It's about testing limits, building bonds, and finding joy in the challenge. It's about survival, community, and sometimes just having fun in a tough world. From ancient rituals to playground games, sports have always been a way to express who we are. So, grab a seat. We're about to uncover the origins of our favorite games. We'll travel through time, across continents, and into the heart of what makes us human. From ancient survival skills to global phenomena, the games we play today echo ancient traditions. Every match, every race, every cheer is a thread in a story that began thousands of years ago. This isn't just a history lesson, it's a look into the DNA of human nature, starting with our universal impulse, the need to play, to belong, and to find meaning in the games we love. Long before stadiums, scoreboards, or cheering crowds, our ancestors played games, practical ones born out of necessity rather than entertainment. Early humans needed speed, strength, and accuracy to survive. Every day was a test of physical skill, where the stakes were nothing less than life or death. Their sports weren't just for fun, they were training for the real game, staying alive in a world full of danger and uncertainty. Cave paintings in Lascaux, France, show figures running and wrestling, maybe ritual, maybe competition, but always with a purpose. These images are some of the earliest evidence that humans have always been drawn to physical contests. These contests weren't for bragging rights. They were lessons in survival, teaching the young and reminding the old what it took to endure. Out-wrestling your peers meant you'd lead the hunt, earning respect and responsibility within the tribe. Early competitions bonded tribes, set pecking orders, and built trust. They were the glue that held communities together, forging alliances and friendships. After a long day, maybe you'd challenge someone to a rock-throwing contest, testing your aim and your nerve as the sun set. The first sports weren't entertainment, they were education, passing down vital skills from one generation to the next. Every sprint, throw, and match was a lesson in physics, biology, and strategy, an ancient classroom without walls. It was the world's first physical education class, with survival as the final exam. The prize? Another sunrise, another chance to play, to learn, and to live. That's a trophy worth competing for, one that every member of the tribe could understand. From the very start, sports were about more than fun. They were about life itself, about survival, connection, and the thrill of challenge. And that primal urge to play, to compete, to test ourselves, it's still with us, echoing through every game we play today. As civilizations rose in Mesopotamia and Egypt, sports became more organized, evolving from simple pastimes into structured competitions that mirrored the complexity of society itself. These early games were more than just entertainment, they were woven into the very fabric of daily life and belief. Wrestling, boxing, and ball games were part of religious festivals and ceremonies, serving as both offerings to the gods and as a way to bring communities together. Victories were celebrated and athletes were admired for their strength and skill. Egyptians loved competition. Tomb paintings show wrestling, weightlifting, and even field hockey. These images reveal a culture that valued physical prowess and saw athletic achievement as a path to honor and remembrance. Pharaohs proved their right to rule through athletic feats, demonstrating their divine favor and physical superiority. Athletic contests were a way to legitimize power and inspire loyalty among their people. Then came the Greeks, who turned sports into art with the Olympic Games in 776 BC. The Olympics became a symbol of unity, drawing athletes from across the Greek world to compete in honor of the gods. Athletes competed for glory, honor, and sometimes free meals for life. Victors were celebrated as heroes, their names etched into history and their achievements immortalized in song and sculpture. The Olympics were brutal. Pancration allowed almost anything but biting and eye gouging. These contests tested not just strength but endurance, strategy, and the will to win at any cost. The Romans took Greek sports and made them spectacles. Chariot races, gladiator battles, and massive public events that drew crowds by the tens of thousands. The scale and drama were unmatched. These weren't just games, they were tools for control, distraction, and entertainment. Emperors used them to win favor, distract from political troubles, and reinforce the power of Rome. The Colosseum's bloody contests kept the crowds happy and the empire stable. Gladiators became legends, and their battles were stories retold for generations. Sports became a way to display power, unite people, and create legends. They were a stage for ambition, courage, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. From pharaohs to gladiators, the games reflected the values and the violence of their times. They mirrored the hopes, fears, and dreams of entire civilizations, but the core remained: competition, spectacle, and the pursuit of greatness. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat were as real then as they are now. The ancient world set the stage for everything that followed, laying the foundation for the global sporting culture we know today. And the world's appetite for games only grew, echoing across centuries as we continue to celebrate the spirit of competition and the spectacle of sport. After Rome fell, Europe entered the Middle Ages and sports changed. The Church frowned on old Roman games, seeing them as pagan and violent. Organized sports faded, but the urge to compete didn't. Folk games like mob football took over, chaotic, rule-free, and often more riot than sport. Villages brawled over pig bladders while knights jousted for glory and training. Archery became vital for commoners, doubling as military prep. Sports became local, gritty, and tied to survival or social order. The Middle Ages didn't pause sports, they transformed them. Games became rougher, less polished, and deeply woven into daily life. Whether for war or release, competition endured. The spirit of play survived, setting the stage for the next evolution. Even in the darkest times, people found ways to play. As Europe moved into the Renaissance, England started organizing sports. The English tamed chaotic folk games, writing rules and creating referees. Soccer and rugby split as schools formalized their own versions. Cricket and boxing were refined, emphasizing fair play and safety. The Industrial Revolution gave people leisure time and a hunger for organized games. Factory teams formed, birthing clubs like Manchester United. Clubs, leagues, and governing bodies emerged, obsessed with rules and character building. Sports became a tool for shaping moral citizens. As the British Empire expanded, it exported its games worldwide. Cricket landed in India, rugby in New Zealand, soccer everywhere. England didn't just export goods, it exported its playbook. The modern sports world was born on English fields, and soon the whole world was playing along. The path to modern sports is full of oddities. Basketball began with peach baskets. Someone had to fetch the ball after every score. Early American football was so brutal, President Roosevelt demanded safer rules, leading to the forward pass. Baseball once counted a one-bounce catch as an out. Gloves were just padded mittens. Equipment shaped the rules as much as the rulebook did. Some sports didn't last: eel pulling in the Netherlands, firework boxing in London. For every hit like basketball, there were plenty of flops. Progress in sports was messy, creative, and sometimes just plain weird. But each experiment brought us closer to the games we know today. The journey was as wild as the sports themselves. Modern sports spread worldwide, each culture adding its own twist. Baseball grew from English rounders, Brazil made soccer beautiful, radio and TV turned games into global events and athletes into superstars. Sports became a shared language, connecting people across continents. Today, a kid in Senegal can dream of the NBA, a fan in Japan can follow English soccer. Sports give us reasons to gather, talk, and feel part of something bigger. In a divided world, they offer common ground. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, these feelings unite us. Why do we still play? To test ourselves, to belong, to find joy. Whether it's a pickup game or the World Cup, sports remind us of our shared humanity. The reasons haven't changed since the days of the cavemen. We play to connect, to compete, and to celebrate being alive, and that's a legacy worth cheering for.